Hi friends, welcome to Crafting and Relaxing. This is Sarah. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm making an art journal page, and I took my older Dina Wakley art journal and gessoed the page and let it dry. And that just makes it so that things move around a little better and don't soak in so much, so heavy. Art journaling is something that I am not good at. It's something that I'm learning and that I like, and it's something that I do for me, and many of you have asked me to share it with you. So if you're looking for a product expert, that's not me, but if you're looking for someone who will share with you, then here I am. I know that I try and keep my channel fairly drama-free and joyful, but I think it's good for me to share sometimes with you real life, because I want you to know that how we deal with things is even more important than what happens to us. I made this page for a friend that I lost, and it was fairly sudden, and I was thinking about her and her nail polishes and the colors she wore and her fashion sense. I was kind of thinking 80s colors and reflecting on a day when her nail polishes were a variety of colors and they were some different teals, and I thought, that's really fun. Then I started working in some yellow. Where I'm from, yellow and green, you either love it or you hate it. And she would not have appreciated me making a yellow and green page as a tribute to her. So then I had to start fixing it a little, and I brought in more teal and water and tried to make adjustments. But that's what I'm doing here. Oops, too much yellow, too much. That wouldn't work. It was fairly sudden, and we could sit down and let these things ruin us. We really could. And I understand that some people have mental health issues and it's harder. And if that's your case, then certainly reach out to someone. But I think in this instance, I just was thinking about how full of life my friend was and energetic. And I decided to focus more on that. It was a shock. And so it took me a while to get to a point where I could recognize that she was gone, process how I felt about that, because it was a big shock. And then this page just kind of came to me. So here I am, I'm getting out some more 80s colors, and I just happened to have this gel print that had pink and orange and bright yellow, and she would have liked to have orange and black on her page. So I used that and just mixed it up a little. And then some song lyrics were floating around in my head all day, and I knew where this page was going. I hadn't really done a page like this, but I like stars, but shooting stars, that's not really something I draw or am into. So I was kind of thinking about that, and my vision for this page was that it would be darker color and then it would fade out at the bottom. I did not get that so much. I got color and then not. And that is part of learning art journaling and getting used to your products. And I had way too much water down there, and then it got messy. Here I'm bringing in some contrast because I had an idea of where things were going to land. It didn't really go that way, but that's not the point, right? I think that's the difference between someone who's really experienced with art journaling and knows all their products and somebody like me who just has fun. At this point, I'm looking around because I have a gold Sharpie oil pen in my hand, but I see a silver one in my book and other places. I can't find a silver one in my craft room. I eventually find it, but the page is done by then. Here I got out some metallic paint and tried to use it with a stencil. It was very watery paint, and I didn't like the effect at all. So I just smeared it around. Again, if you're experienced with your products, then your things turn out a little better, right? You have an idea of what goes with what consistency, that sort of thing. At this point, I wasn't as concerned with products and art. Art journaling can be really great therapy for you. Here I got out some Dina Wakley paint, and her paint is a nice heavy body thick, so with that same stencil and a palette knife, I get the stars to hold their shape. Part of the problem was I'm impatient and my page was too wet. So when you use cheap paint, that doesn't work. But Dina's paint holds. So it kept the shape of the stars and I was happier with it. I maybe should have gone a little bigger, but that's okay. Then I just needed more contrast. I needed more movement. I was just putting some things down there and trying it out. And I think that helps when you're having a hard day. So here I got out the white gesso, a different white gesso. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't know where the other jar was, and put some on top. But getting out all your products and kind of just getting lost in making a mess can really help you with resilience and grit, maybe just digging down deep and saying, okay, something changed. Things are changing in our lives all the time right now. And maybe something isn't going to go the way that you expected it to. And you just decide to be happier. You just say, okay, I took some time, I rebounded from that, and now I'm going to get up off the couch. And that's essentially what I was doing here. Maybe I didn't, clean the house, but I got up and did something. Here I have bright pink paint because it kind of goes with that like 80s side ponytail, bright colors, fun, really vibrant personality. And I'm like speckling it all over the page. And you probably see people do this. If you watch art journaling videos, you see them speckle and it works really well. There's pink paint like on my wall and my lamps. When I speckle, it gets messy. Here I've zoomed you in a little too much and possibly forgotten about you. And what I'm doing here is I'm putting Deco Art Crackle glaze on the page, just painted it on. Then I got out my food ball pen, which I don't know why I picked that one. It'll write on paint, and I thought I might write directly on the page, so that's probably why it was out. And I put the lyrics that were stuck in my head down on this aqua-colored tissue paper that went with the colors that were my inspiration for this page. This is song lyrics, and I don't know how YouTube and copyright works, but I can't play it for you. But if you have been around a while and used to listen to rock and roll, then I think you'll get it. And if not, you can still look at the project. So it says, and all the world will love you just as long as you are. And I used the gel matte media to attach it to the page. I probably could have used art glitter glue or a lot of other things, but I had my whole mixed media card out. And you can see that page has shine and texture, and it's really vibrant. It has a lot going on. Then I zoomed you out, and I have this star. So I don't know if the song lyrics were in my head first, or I saw the star on the counter. I don't know, but somewhere along the way, this page came to be. And the star is a paint skin that matches the fingernail colors I was thinking of. And it's pretty close. And then it wasn't quite big enough, or the scale wasn't right, so I put it on some black paper. Then I think I forgot to turn on the camera, and I took my Sharpie gold oil pen, and that's what I'm still working on, and drew the shooting star part, which I have never drawn in my life and probably should have gone a little narrower, but you go with it. And art journaling for me is getting feelings down on the paper. I can put them in the paper. I can let it dry. Look at the crackle in that. See? The crackle finish. And I think for me and this page, that was really important to me. But art journaling, you can put your emotions on that page. You can let it dry. And you can close the book. You know how in Friends they put a scary book in the freezer? Well, sometimes you can put your heartbreak or your anger in a book and then close it. I came back with my food ball pen in black. Keep in mind, that's sped up like 5 or 7 times. So I did it super, super slow, went right across all that paint, and it turned out great. I hope you enjoyed watching this page. Think about taking time for yourself. Bye-bye.